Alright, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, before the video starts, I want to make an announcement, and usually, due to my past videos, I always say there's an announcement at the beginning. Now, I just want to say thank you so much for all the support on all the videos recently. We actually reached 31 subscribers, so by the end of the month, by I guess January 2nd. But it's just really nice to see that I'm growing as a YouTuber, and that you guys are supporting the videos and you guys are liking the videos. So I really do appreciate all the support. I went up from 23 to 31. I went up 8 subscribers in a month, and the goal is to hit 100 by the end of the year. So it looks like I'm on a good way to that. But anyway, let's get into the video, and like I said, thank you so much for your support. Alright, so by now you've read the title of the video, and this is my history with Samus. Now, the reason I specify it's with Samus is because I have not really played too many Metroid games, and I'll get into that a bit more during the video. But to start things off, it's kind of a little story time. I was a little kid, maybe 5 or 6, 7 maybe even, and I was in the 2nd grade. And we used to have those book fairs. You ask your parents for maybe like $10, you get yourself a book. Or the book order, sorry, it's not a book fair, it's a book order. And your parents order and they come in, right? I never really, we were pretty, we grew up poor, didn't have much. No, but in all seriousness, we didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up, so most of the time I wasn't able to get a book that I wanted to get. So this kid actually ended up buying this book full of Nintendo characters. And as a kid, I'm like, oh, that's super cool, let me see. So I think it was a how to draw the characters, not really just a book about them. I think it was how to draw. And he ended up skimming through the pages. Mario, he showed me one of Link, but back then, like probably every kid, I thought his name was Zelda, so I was like, oh, Zelda. He's like, no, that's Link. I was like, it's Legend of Zelda, that's the main character. He's like, no. So okay, whatever. And then he goes to this page, and I see this robotic looking figure. And back then, I only knew who Iron Man was, and I thought Iron Man was just a straight up robot. I didn't know he was a guy in a suit, any of that. So he points out Samus, or I tell him to go back, and he goes back to Samus. I'm like, that's not a Nintendo character. I didn't think it was Iron Man or anything, but I just thought Samus was too cool looking to actually be a Nintendo character. Even Link looks kind of like a Nintendo character, but Samus is just she doesn't look anything like a Nintendo character. So I was like, no, it can't be. And he's like, no, it is, really, that's Samus. And I'm like, oh, he looks cool. And he's like, oh, that's a girl. I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. I focus mainly on the suit. I don't really care for, Zero Suit Samus or whatever you want to call her, regular Samus. I like her attitude, everything like that, but, given my liking for Samus, it's not because of her out of her suit. That's why, I don't play Zero Suit Samus. So anyway, that was the end of that, and I didn't see Samus for years. I just kind of put it in the back of my mind, it was whatever. And then one day, maybe 4th or 5th grade, my dad's brother, his son, ended up upgrading from the GameCube to the PS2, I think, or maybe the PlayStation 3 at the time. So he ended up sending me, all the way from Tennessee, mind you, he sent me a Nintendo GameCube with 3 games, and I've talked about this in past videos. It was Spider-Man 2, it was Super Smash Bros. Melee, and then it was Luigi's Mansion. Now, Super Smash Bros. Melee was my first taste of the Smash Bros. Series, and when I saw the intro cutscene, and I ended up seeing Samus in the intro cutscene fighting Ridley, that was it for me right there. I knew then and there that this is going to be my character. Sadly, Ridley didn't make it in until Smash Ultimate, and competitively, we see how that goes. So back then, I didn't know how to do anything with any of the characters. I didn't know how to up B, I didn't know how to, that's really it. I just didn't know how to use special moves. I just pressed A most of the time when I played something like Classic Mode or Adventure Mode in Melee. And it was just, I was so happy when I finally figured out, I know there's a how to play now, so don't roast me, but I know there's a how to play now. But back then I didn't know about that, and I was so happy figuring it out. I was always wondering how Zelda could turn into Sheik. I was like, how? Why can I not choose this ninja on the screen? But yeah, it's just her down B, guys. Pro tip from yours truly. But anyway, that was that. So a few years go by, maybe a year, maybe two. I'm not too sure about the time frame here. It's not too far ahead, but whatever. I asked my dad if I can go get a new game. And he's like, sure, why not? I think my Melee ended up getting broken. It would say the disc cannot be read 24/7. Like, I couldn't even play the game anymore. And I'm a little kid, so I wasn't really taking care of the discs back then. So yeah, he takes me to GameStop, and I'm looking through the games. I'm like, all right, what do I want? And I was looking mainly for Melee again because I played the hell out of the game. And I was looking for Melee, and then I saw it. Metroid Prime for the first time. I didn't actually know Samus had her own series of games. I just thought she was a character, her main nemesis was a dragon, but that was all the way back then. So as you can tell by the title of the video, you know what game I got, and it was Pokemon Coliseum for the Nintendo GameCube. What'd you think this was, a Metroid video? No, but in all seriousness, I got Pokemon Coliseum that day because it was Pokemon in 3D. Come on. I didn't have a Nintendo 64, so I never played Pokemon Stadium. But Pokemon in 3D, I couldn't pass up that chance. So, anyway, skip down a few more years. Oh, and by the way, that game is amazing. Pokemon Coliseum, highly recommend if you haven't ever played it. So then, a few years go by, and I'm like, okay, I'm probably gonna get Metroid this time. So, I go there, and lo and behold, they have Metroid Prime. So I end up getting it this time. No jokes, guys, no jokes, okay? So then I take it home, I pop it in the tray, and I'm able to play it. I'm having fun, I'm rolling around in my little ball, and this is the tutorial, mind you, boom, the game disc cannot be read. I take it out, I do that on my shirt, put it back in again, and guess what? The game disc cannot be read. So I take it back to GameStop, and they offer to give me a new copy. So I'm like, okay, no, I want Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness now. So yeah, twice in a row Metroid has been beat by Pokemon in my opinion. Back when I was a kid, I mean, those games I would still, put over Metroid Prime, but not because I don't like Metroid Prime, it's Pokemon Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness. Come on, guys. So anyway, skip a few years again, and then what do you know? Metroid Prime. Alright, I will finally give this game another chance. And I get the game and I go home. The game disc cannot be read. So I'm like, okay, is this game just cursed? I cannot get a copy that does not do this. Alright, so I go back and I tell them, hey, the game disc isn't working. Can I have another one? And they're just like, yeah, sure. So they give me another one. I take it, or as I'm walking out, I see like this water, I don't know what it is. It's like water stains in the middle of the disc. And I noticed that in the copies that weren't working also had that. So I told him, hey, it has this, it's not gonna work. And he was telling me, oh, that doesn't affect it. So I'm like, all right, you're the expert, it'll work. And so I take it home, it's working fine. I'm in the tutorial mode still, or at the very beginning. And what do you know? It doesn't work again. So as you can probably tell, it's pretty apparent that my luck with trying to play Metroid Prime never actually worked out. So yeah, I never actually played Metroid Prime when I was a kid. I actually ended up ordering the game a few years later, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So I was like 19, 20 at the time. So I ended up playing it, and about 75% of the way through, that game started doing, oh, the game disc cannot be read. So that is unfortunate. I have never actually completed Metroid Prime since it is the 35th anniversary of Metroid Prime this year, actually. Hopefully they add, a remastered bundle to the Switch, kind of like what they did with Mario Galaxy, Mario 64, and Mario Sunshine. Hopefully they do something like that, because I'd buy that in a heartbeat. I'm a huge Metroid fan, even though I've never really played many of the games. And I played Metroid Prime, obviously. I played Super Metroid, and I actually ended up finishing Super Metroid. 10 out of 10 game, would recommend to anyone who cares for those types of games. And I've actually played Samus Returns too for the 3DS. I actually forgot to talk about that. But yeah, I also ended up playing that game. Metroid Fusion, it just has, to me, it seems like it has the most interesting story of them, with Parasite X and SAX and stuff like that. Or, I don't know. I don't have a Wii. I don't have a Wii U, but I would love to play the trilogy on those two systems. But like I said, I looked at a Wii U. It's like $300 still. I don't know why. The game console was a failure. And then the Wii Virtual Console, I don't even think you can go to the shop channel anymore. So I don't even think I'd have to buy the disc or something, and that's probably a lot of money. So, you know, that is unfortunate for me. But anyway, let's head back into talking about Super Smash Brothers. So Super Smash Brothers obviously is where I have seen the majority of Samus. I have seen, you know, or played Samus for years and years and years. Not competitively, but, you know, played her in her games enough to, you know, warrant that she's my favorite character. She's my favorite character of Nintendo. Samus. Ridley is a close second. And honestly, Samus needs some more, Metroid needs some more representation in Smash Bros. 3 of the choices of a Metroid character are different versions of Samus. But yeah, so starting off with Brawl, you know, the Subspace Emissary, them cutscenes, man. Them cutscenes were top notch. 10 out of 10, would recommend to God himself to watch those cutscenes. Amazing, amazing. And then when Samus is with Pikachu and Ridley attacks her, man, that's probably one of the coolest cutscenes in the game. And I'm glad Sakurai took a inspiration from Ridley's, you know, side B to actually put that in for his moveset in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's like honestly super cool. Speaking of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, you know, the Ridley clips, man. Ridley just gets destroyed in this game completely, and it's really sad. But I mean, like, he's a big character, come on. They should have made him heavier, you know, given he's hashtag too big. But it's whatever. But poor Ridley, man. I wanted to main him competitively, but it just wasn't happening. And as you can see from the clips, you can kind of see why Ridley just gets destroyed. But him being in Ultimate is a godsend. It is so cool that he's in. You know, more Metroid representation. And yeah, guys, that's just kind of gonna be the end of the video. I don't have too much more to say other than, you know, Samus is my main, Samus is my favorite character in Nintendo, all of that good stuff. So anyway, you guys, thank you for watching the video, and if you enjoyed, you know, give it a like and subscribe. And I hope this video somehow convinced you to try and buy, you know, Metroid products and like games. See if you enjoy them like that. So anyway, you guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good day and peace out.